Alright, this is another video by a lovely YouTuber named Noodle. Again, I'm doing my intros. I feel like yeah, I'm just in a flow state. It makes sense. So I just wanted to shout out my patrons real quick. You guys are really, really cute, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me. Boom, you guys are really cute. Anyways, hopping back to me for a second, I just wanted to say, take fate into your own hands. And if you guys enjoy the video, subscribe. Shout out to Noodle. And thank you guys for recommending this to me. And let's hop in. And it's good to be back doing reactions. I'm here. I'm doing both now. So, yeah. But, all right, let's go. Let's see.
Hi. The video you're about to watch is rendered entirely in virtual reality.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I'm watching
computer
a
VR
video
control
on a standard display, I want to meet God. And although a headset isn't being the
Oh.
best way to watch, standard viewers needn't worry. Everything you need to see is contained within this safe zone.
Wait, what were the other
you
ones?
need to see is
Click and
contained
drag.
within this safe
This is
zone.
really cool. I like
Enjoy the
videos like
video.
this.
And remember,
I almost like want to do it like this.
the
Yeah.
Alamo.
A wise guy once said that from the moment home video became a thing, every movie had two
Cope seed
lives.
mold.
The first at the theater, and the second, much longer one, at home. For better or worse.
Okay.
For as long as there's been a difference between watching movies on the big screen and the little boy, there's been a discourse, a conflict you might say, over which is
This
the best way to watch.
Noodle, this is a cool freaking video, bro. I'm not even listening to what you're saying right now. Jeez, this is such a cool video.
For as long
With
as
the perspective, like it's animated. So, oh my gosh, this is a broken house. I just realized that shit.
there's been a difference between
Wait, was it always? Whoa, wow, my mind. Whoa, I feel like I'm tripping. Like I just completely tripped.
watching movies
I'm gonna explain. I don't even want to explain what I thought this was.
on the big screen and the little boy. There's
Little
been a
boy.
discourse, a conflict, you might say,
This is
over
done
which
with
is the best way to
animation,
watch
so
videos
sick.
at home. Actually, should this cool JPEG fit the screen or fill the screen? How
Whoa.
big should it be? What size of the screen should be even? Is he behind you? Oh, not anymore. Should the media adapt to the medium, or should the medium adapt to the media? And at what point does artistic merit become more or less valuable than accessibility?
This is so
I thought this was
cool.
gonna be a pretty easy video, just slap together, tide you over for the
No, this
Halo
was
video.
probably
3
crazy.
months later, I don't even know if I'm sneezing on the surface of this shit. What was supposed to be a fun little filler video about the quirky black bars on the screen is like morphed into this tangled mess of ideas and concepts.
This is
Conflicting
such a cool
ideologies on
video.
accessibility and artistic merit, expression versus limitation, screen size.
Okay, I don't want to be messing around. Since he said the video will be confined to this space right here, I'm gonna stop moving it so much because like I want to kind of see, like, get in here and see sometimes, but I feel like I don't want that to take away from the actual cool things he's saying. So maybe I'll move the mouse around, but I want to pay attention to what he's saying.
Sizes, theaters, VR, remasters that make things worse.
Yeah, yo, remasters that make things worse. Oh, I love having a lisp. Don't you guys think my lisp is just cute?
Zack Snyder, Pixar movies getting re-rendered. 30
Yes.
years of heated debate between consumers, distributors, directors, movie rental stores, my dad, and most of their opinions are fucking stupid.
Yeah. With most things in life.
The kicker is that a lot of the problems we're dealing with today are the exact same ones we were dealing with 40 years ago, before I was.
Okay, now my mind is actually letting go of like the cool, because I was gonna say I'm able to multitask, so it was just hard to focus for a minute because I wanted to play with this so much. Because I feel like this is a feature that I don't see in many videos too much, and it would be so cool to just, yeah, I don't know, use more.
So much as a cum.
That scared me.
Back in 1904, most people's screens were not only the size of an amoeba, but they were also very square. This was good and cool.
Cool.
And then there was VHS.
Oh, you see that? The little guy and the little guy here, good and cool. Okay, I want to see if this changes. That's what's distracting me. I know he's gonna put a little Easter egg on the side. That's also what's taking my mind away from this. Oh, this is awesome.
Suddenly, movies meant for mass people's homes with tiny screens,
Oh,
fuzzy
this
video,
is
and
scary.
crap sound. If you are old and gay, happy Pride Month in advance. You may remember this being a pretty huge point of disagree from the 80s onward.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's expected to be one of the all-time home video bestsellers, but when Spielberg requested it be released in the widescreen or letterbox format,
The joke, I feel like the joke is that it's wild blurry when you zoom in.
Paramount protested. They said there was resistance to letterboxing from video dealers and from the general public.
The thing I really want to emphasize here is that screen sizes were, for the most part, treated as an inherent limitation. Movies were made for the theater first, and the tape, the only way many people would ever experience the thing, second. For the
Oh, so letterboxing was a way to like for everybody have like whatever screen you're watching, you're kind of watching the same movie. But wouldn't that not be true? I thought letterboxing was pretty annoying, but
longest time, you didn't have a choice. You got what you got, and what you got was usually pan and scan, a busted up fan edit of the movie that actually played in theaters.
pan.
Let me show you what I mean. Here's a shot from Bus. It's a pretty standard medium shot. Like it's a bit tight, but decent enough. It fits in both characters. I am lying to you. This was a lie.
I love this meme that he put. This sound.
Here's what it actually looked like.
Oh,
You got cropped out of a movie he was in.
Let's look at both versions at the same time by splitting our own screen. Notice that in the letterbox version, you see both actors all the time. But in the cropped or panned and scanned version below, you see either Connery or Harrison Ford. One actor is always missing, and so is the dynamic of the two of them looking at each other during the whole scene.
wow.
These aren't like, really offensive examples. This was the standard. Moments like these were...
I had to pause and say, shout out to Noodle again. I cannot let this just go completely just throughout the whole video without shooting this. This video seems like it took an incredible amount of work. And not even seems like. I just say seems, but look at it. It looks like it take a completely just long ass time. He said, what, like 3 months in? And he was like, shit. That's
constantly
like,
being
no,
lost in the conversion
crazy.
from one format to the other. What's less
Oh, hell
obvious,
nah.
though, is how much the pacing and framing are negatively affected too.
I talked to Steven Spielberg recently about letterboxing, and he was feeling fairly frustrated. He says that panning and scanning, where they take the widescreen picture and look at first part of it and then another part of it, that turns long shots into medium shots and medium shots into close-ups, and it puts cuts where he didn't have any cuts.
And it still gets worse. Directors, cinematographers, animators, not YouTubers, cameramen, they all put lots of thought into shot composition, you know? It's not just what you show that makes a picture nice to look at.
Yeah.
It's how you show it. And in the same way that cropping out a character leaves you with less information, cropping out half a scene leaves you with less balance.
Yeah.
It looked bad. Pan and scan
Yeah.
is dumb and stupid. But for me, the worst part of it is that it was an issue that For me, the worst part of it is that it became an issue of accessibility.
I love this
It was
guy, man.
basically impossible to experience movies properly outside the movie theater. There was a set amount of time you could see any film the way it was intended to be seen, and when that opportunity went away, it was gone for 20 plus years. The only remaining option being to watch a mangled, butchered version of it on your very cool, but also probably bad TV. Look, I know this is a bad time, but I gotta piss. Here, just watch this.
Hi. If you're watching this, it means I had to take a piss.
I love this. See, I almost like just want to check from time to time.
Last week, I got so angry that I killed my roommate, cold blood, second degree. Why? Most Extreme Primate was unavailable to watch. Thankfully, my neighborhood is now safe, thanks to private internet access, VPN. Using advanced network computers across the globe, PIA masks your true IP and allows me to browse the web from anywhere I want. Japan, Mexico, not France. Like I could go there, just really don't want to. Many VPNs today feature a question.
I love, man, the creativity of this is literally insane. When I think of creativity, I think of it of my voice and how I break things down, how I think of things, and not only that, how when I'm dancing and when I'm freestyling. And this level of creativity, that's why I love how we're all like co-living together on Earth, because this is beautiful to me. This is literally so sick. Like, I would love to, again, my voice and my creativity, be star in one of these videos, have a little part where I like guest or cast, like just I'm there, and it's an animated version of me done by Noodle. Just be in the video, like, so fucking cool, so sick.
Actionable marketing tactic that I like to call lies. Compare this to PIA, who's got their whole ass source code on display at GitHub. This is genuinely cool. Good program, good service. One of the
Wow,
only
I
actually
love that
They
he
didn't pay me to
did
say
that.
Part. It's just true. Here's how to order.
Visit www.privateinternetaccess.com/noodle.
Is that Noodle eating
Your copy
paper?
of Private Internet Access VPN for less than $2 a month and 4 extra months completely free. Click now.
Hey, thanks for waiting.
Oh my gosh, like he doesn't have a full head of hair. We only see the front of his character.
Eventually,
Solutions.
as it became
I love this, bro. I so want to keep looking.
clear that this wasn't going to stop, some shows and movies would begin to make both widescreen and full-screen versions in-house, instead of it being handled by the paper cup in the office, manufactured in China, 1986, preserved in time by me, currently located Peace District Park, Austin, Texas, coordinates 3028 -9775. Check it out. Most common was a technique called shoot and protect, which is where you make the thing in one ratio, like with Michael Ogre here, but keep everything you need inside a safe zone so that when it's inevitably cropped, nobody misses out on anything
Nobody
important.
misses out on any.
This is smart.
That's smart. Yeah,
But
that's
it is
hella
also
smart.
fucking suck, because it means
Yeah,
that nobody framing these shots had the
oh.
ability to take full advantage of either ratio, leading to shots
Oh,
like this
yeah.
that are full of negative space for no reason, or
Oh,
this,
yeah,
where
yeah,
Edward
yeah.
Donkey makes a joke about something that's not, it's not on the screen yet.
Yeah, and there's that bush that's shaped like Shirley Bassey. We passed that bush 3 times already.
Now, Pixar, they had the coolest solution. They weren't content to just pan, scan, or protect.
We developed in-house a whole suite of tools and a whole system for getting the film onto video in a way that we're all happy.
Let me guess, is
We
this
don't feel
zoom
we
out?
made any compromises.
After finishing the theatrical version, they went back and decided shot for shot how to completely reformat everything on screen, whether to zoom in, zoom out,
Oh yeah,
pan and scan.
I feel like that's kind of just like, yeah, just use every tool, like just, yeah, zoom in, zoom out. That's just what I was saying.
Or even just move characters around to make every shot work. It's so cool. Movies made this way were truly the perfect solution. Neither accessibility
Truly.
nor artistic merit were sacrificed. Everyone could be
Exactly.
sure that no matter how they chose to watch, they weren't just getting all the information they needed, but they were getting an experience tailor-made for their setup,
For their
regardless
setup.
of what it was.
We are so proud of A Bug's Life on video because you are going to see A Bug's Life the way we intended it.
Wait, I think you got something there. Let me just. Oh,
What is that? A gold
you now
coin?
have piss ear. In case you were born yesterday, happy birthday. It goes without saying nowadays that there are a lot less limitations to factor in. TVs today are shaped in the 16:9 ratio. This is a
Yeah.
compromise. It sits between both extremes, and so you don't gotta shrink anything too much to fit it properly. Picture
True.
and sound have improved a whole lot. Being able to count the pores on Doug Walker's face is now normal, and most of us have grown used to the letterboxing and pillarboxing of anything that's not a video game. We have learned our lesson.
True. Oh gosh, I have lied
You may
to
remember the recent controversy surrounding The Simpsons released on Disney Plus, which was vertically panned and scanned on release. This was a genuinely awful way to watch the show. There were several jokes that were just straight up cut out of the frame. Fans made such a big stinky about it in the socials that Disney ended up creating a feature that allows you to actually choose which version you'd rather see. Less fortunate is Seinfeld, for a number of reasons. Another show produced entirely in 4:3, the latest release, currently on Netflix, was upscaled to 4K for some reason. And pan-scanned
yeah,
across
I don't understand why they do that.
the board. Again, jokes were just missing. And again, this elicited a reaction big enough online to make headlines. far as I can tell, Netflix has yet to even acknowledge it. A lot of old stuff.
I love that Noodle is sitting here and pulling things that it's almost like, okay, if you're in this certain type of niche or paying attention to a certain reality, you are catching these things. And it's fun to come by and see videos like this because you would have never like caught it, or the average person who isn't like actively, like, I mean, everyone who's watching Seinfeld or Simpsons, the fans are noticing this, and it's like, oh, the way it's zoomed in or whatever is cut, blah, blah, blah. But like to us that aren't seeing that and don't really care, but I'm just joking. But I'm just joking to the fans. I know how it would feel, because if it was something I cared about, I'd be in there like, wah! No. But truth is it's really cool to see a video like Noodles come out and just see a side that I've never seen before. But you know what's funny? I think there's certain things, especially getting into the upscaling, like, oh yeah, it's re-rendered now in 4K or upscaled to 4K. I ask myself all the time, why the hell do they do that? What is the purpose of that?
Up on a modern display should be so simple. And yet here we are with Robin Hood, a case that gets more fucked up the more you know about.
The more, yeah.
The whole movie was animated in 4:3, right? But no, not really. They had a safe zone of 16:9 because when it played in theaters, they chopped off the top and bottom. I'm pretty sure it was like this because that's just how projectors worked back then. Movies came to the theater in 4:3 because that's just how they were shot. And the cropping happened physically by matting the top and bottom of the projector lens. But what you ended up with here were countless home video releases that were actually zoomed out compared to their theatrical cuts. By the way, when Robin Hood came out, this was the average TV size. The cherry on top is that even though the DVD copy is also in 4:3, it says on the back in fine print that this version is presented in its original theatrical ratio, which we have just established to be demonstrably false. I read this and thought I was an insane man. So when I saw that the HD remaster of the thing for Blu-ray and
After that part, I actually thought about it and I was like, Jesus, do we actually care that much? Damn. I know it's a big idea. I know it's a big deal when it comes to actual cut content from things, but like certain things, I'm kind of like, okay, it's not that serious.
Disney Plus was released in 1.67:1. I asked my local psych ward if they take Visa. So like it's cropped, right? But not all the way cropped. It's zoomed in, but it's not the full 16:9 people saw in theaters. It's neither. Why would you do this?
That is
you can
actually
make an argument
weird.
for this or this being the right way to watch it. I'm really glad that Disney decided that the only option for people today was neither. Fuck you. Probably the weirdest and most confusing part of all of this is IMAX. This is unfortunately
the
part
video
where I have
flows.
to talk about Justice League. I know. I'm
Justice
sorry.
League.
For those underneath rocks, Justice League is a re-release of the movie Justice League, directed by Zack Snyder and released in good old 4:3. I could be wrong on this.
I did not know that was
what I think a lot of people
4:3.
missed about this whole shenanigan is why Snyder chose a stupid shape for his movie. He doesn't just like boxes. In truth, the reason that this thing was made this way is because it was specifically made for IMAX theaters. Now, there were a lot of Limax theaters out there, but true IMAX is actually really interesting, mostly due to technical
That brought me back to the moment he did it on the screen. That's great. But wait, so he made it specifically for Limax
shit
theaters?
that boils down to it look and sound good, but there is one thing they can do that no other theater can. They can actually expand their ratio from ultra wide all the way into 1.43, which is almost 4:3. Snyder saw the size of a true IMAX screen in the theater and screamed humana humana awooga, then shat and came, which is understandable. I would never do such a thing, but you must admit, screen do be large.
Screen do
the
be
IMAX
large.
experience left such an impression on old Zach that he decided to produce an entire movie for these screens, which is a genuinely cool idea, and one that I'm not opposed to.
But then that would completely alienate you from the rest of the people that like the Justice League or DC in general, or just superhero movies, or just why.
In theory.
Yeah.
Here's a catch. Of the nearly 6,000 movie theaters
there's gonna be
currently
like
operating in the U.S.,
there's like 2 IMAX
less than
ones.
30 are full-frame
30.
IMAX theaters.
Okay,
Snyder
less
had
than 30.
effectively created a movie that less than 1% of his audience would ever see the way he actually intended. The rest of us saw Joss Whedon's Justice League. We all lost, but some of us chose to lose twice. IMAX done poorly isn't a new thing either. Transformers 5 is a nauseating movie to watch. partially because it changes ratio almost every cut, partially because I have yet to watch it sober. What you gotta understand, though, is that these are outliers. The standard good approach to filming for multiple ratios in the theater was actually established by one of the first movies ever to do it, The Dark Knight. Yeah, I am a film enthusiast, and yeah, I am white. Here's how the movie opened in IMAX.
Dude, I like Noodle so much, bro. Or at least how he presents himself with his craft.
Chris Nolan North's movies, even when they're released on Blu-ray, have a bit of a habit of occasionally inflating like this, but only to as far as a standard TV would allow. The same thing that you'd see in any IMAX theater that can't do a whole-ass floor-to-ceiling projection. This is not a perfect solution, but all expanded scenes were shot to protect, and so even a completely cropped version is still always properly framed and totally watchable. Unlike Dune, which got fucked up. Director Dennis says his movie was designed to be seen in IMAX.
Oh.
He's all about the physical size of the thing factoring into the language of the film, which, you know, makes sense.
Okay, makes sense, yeah,
considering the
but
subject matter. But again, how many
yeah.
people are ever going to actually have the chance to see it that way? The only way to watch Dune...
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing you should go for is if you are creating a visual masterpiece, you might as well just go for the theater or the screen or the cropping or the ratio that works to just display your masterpiece. If you really want to if it's about the passion and you want the people to see it, don't force these motherfuckers to drive to their nearest IMAX miles away.
right now is fully cropped, no matter if you're streaming it or own it physically, whatever. Now that the movie's out of theaters, the only way to watch this thing the way the creator truly intended
is an IMAX.
is to go back in time.
Oh, what?
You know, it's cool. It is. It's cool that filmmakers are finding new ways to push cool shit out they ass. But is it worth it?
Did you just see something run across the grass? That's what I'm saying. I'm missing things. Look at that. I feel like... Look.
You know, it's cool. It is. It's cool that filmmakers are finding new ways to push cool shit out they ass.
That was just to keep you on your toes, but like where
But is it worth
I feel like there's some other things that might have been missed over here.
it? If only a privileged few are ever going to be able to see that work at its best.
Yeah.
This is a really complicated question to answer, and everyone's going to have their own response. But
True.
for me, the most important thing is that more people have the opportunity to see movies like Dune the way their creators intended, which at the moment is impossible. Unless... You're wearing a potential solution! Maybe, hopefully, VR! That's why this whole video's been like this. It's the only way I could properly show you the size, depth, and scale of what I've been talking about. Watching a movie has always been an experience limited by your environment. But when your environment can be anything you want,
In VR.
the only limits become your budget, your time, comfort level, mass adoption, distribution, pixel density, sound quality, and the fucking sky, dude! I know, it's not a practical solution. But if headsets keep getting better like they have been lately, I can see them being a great way to watch stuff in the near future. In the meantime, it just bothers me that I'm being told left and right that the ideal way to watch things I really like are just completely unattainable. In the past, I've ranted about how much I believe artistic intent to be paramount, like the company. And I mostly still agree with that sentiment, but if there's one thing even more important to me than being able to watch things the way God intended, it's being able to decide for yourself which way is best for you. This ties into something Mr. Weird director Scott Derrickson said about Disney's recent choice to let people watch IMAX versions of Marvel movies at home. Interestingly, he never intended for the expanded version of his movie to be seen outside the theaters, because, as he puts it, you'll inevitably be observing the frame, whereas in theaters, you're almost inside it. At the end of the day, though, what I appreciate the most about this is where he lands at the end. I'm not bothered that Disney gives viewers the option, I just said that it wasn't my intention. If people want to watch it that way, that's up to them. For as much as I despise Disney Plus as a concept, and for as much of a nightmare as the gaming side of all of this is, at least both of these give people options, access to whichever version they want to see. I don't think that's too much to ask of most media.
The gaming side is absolutely a fuck ton, man, of different. I love it. Bro, $12 Patreons. I love this.
Hey, you may have noticed I didn't talk about videos or game. I tried to, but this thing was such a fucking nightmare to write that I decided it'd be better to give its own little DLC video alongside the concept of aspect ratios as a form of expression and other pretentious shit. Expect that soon.
Got
The
it.
video is still coming.
That's so cool. This is so cool. Okay, what I will say for my own little wrap up is yes, video game aspect ratios. Oh, fuck my absolute brain, because I don't understand whether, you know, like when I back in my competitive CS days, playing like 1064 by 6 whatever the thing, I can't remember the aspect ratio, but playing it a little chubbier and making character models fatter and competitive advantage and yeah, honestly wild. Now, yeah, for me the whole thing, yeah, I would imagine that how God intended would just be to watch it how you want to watch it. I feel like a lot of people won't really enjoy watching movies in VR. I think going to a movie theater, like actually getting your ass up and walking your fat ass out the door and getting to a movie theater with friends or well alone is much more enjoyable than just loading it up at your house. But loading it up at your house is much more convenient and it's from the comfort of your own home. So I enjoy that also. And that's away from, you know, even the whole thing of watching movies on screens, or like the concept of this video. Just I'm talking about the actions now to do it. I feel like, you know, it kept you more active to go see a movie theater in the theaters. Did I just say a movie theater in the theaters? To go see a movie in the theaters, but I do like the fact that you can watch it from your home now. And then then that just boils down to, well, I'm off the topic that he was on, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Keeps you a little bit more active, but I definitely think that, yeah, it's just, I don't know what the hell I was going for there. I really don't know what the hell I was going for there. Fuck it. But yeah, it's cool. I think God intended that we just shut the fuck up, watch the movie and these beautiful creations that these other gods are creating, and that like us as the gods sitting home watching these creations. I don't know. It's about time that I get off this video. Much love and moonlight. Love you guys. Thank you for recommending this to me. And as always, I think I shouted out my patrons too in the beginning of the video though. But if you want to be a patroner, just subscribe. You know what to do. All right, love you guys. Peace out.